is indeed my pleasure to introduce you to Jade, who will be giving us some excellent tips. Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, guys. My name is Jade Jaramillo, and I work with the Center for Online and Continuing Education. You might have heard my name in reference to usually being in the background. Usually a little bit more comfortable behind the camera. Um, so today I want to talk to you about the different ways that you're able to develop your course media, and just different resources that are available to you guys. So at the end of this presentation, I want to make sure that everybody is able to identify resources that you have available at any opportunities to develop media that suits you and your course. Of course, the one that I'm the most familiar with is the Center for Online and Continuing Education, or COCE. I'm going to start there. So media development through COCE is part of the e-design process. Now, during that process, you're able to work, you're assigned a particular instructional designer who will help you to make your course fit the format of online, or help online fit your course. So what they do is they help you to develop your course with regard to pedagogical practices, as well as what suits the online environment better than what might have suited a face-to-face environment, or what could help in both. So in this way, you are able to develop a fully online course that is going to meet National Quality Matters standards. So this link here, which you'll be able to access at the end of the session, takes you to our website where you're able to learn a little bit more about the e-design process. So it'll take you here, and you're able to just find out a little bit more about what goes into that. And if you're interested, you're able to, right down at the bottom, submit a proposal to put your course online. So during COCE media development, you have a lot of options of what you're able to do. So you can do in studio, on location, self-service, or self-service recordings. We're also able to provide captioning. In studio recordings, you have plenty of options. On camera, of course, if you use a lot of PowerPoint presentations, you're able to be side by side along with yours. Green screen is a really popular option, as well as audiocast for the people who aren't really interested in being in the picture. So you're able to maintain that engagement without triggering any kind of camera shyness. So it's kind of like a podcast, but it's not being sent out on like iTunes or Spotify, but you're able to provide it to your students. We also have a teleprompter to make it a little bit easier to remember what you're going to say. Some people find it really helpful. Right here, I have an example of one of our green screen presentations, which, let me see if I can pull it up over here. So you may not be able to hear the audio, but I want you guys to be able to see what it's going to look like.
Oh, my name is Taylor Taylor.
And just so you guys can get an idea of what it would look like if you wanted to do something like this. And like I said, that's our green screen option, which there's like endless possibilities of what you can do with that, as far as taking your students to anywhere that you really want to. I've had professors who, language professors who want to have French cities in the background, or rhetorical professors who want the Colosseum in the background. So that, as far as green screen, the possibilities are endless. So outside of the studio, if there's somewhere else that you're more comfortable, or somewhere that you'd physically like to show off, on location recordings are absolutely an option. We can do on or off campus within reason, and as long as you let us know in advance, we can get an idea of what kind of shoot you're looking for. We have portable teleprompters still, lighting equipment to make it a comfortable experience, because that's just important in making a good video, or any kind of media that really conveys who you are to your students and what you want them to know. So I have another example here.
Okay, so
this is from one of our chemistry courses. We were able to actually, and we've had quite a few of the science labs coming up. So we're able to actually go meet the faculty member wherever they're used to working, and they're able to show off the equipment in a way that the students will actually be able to recognize them. They're able to see the tools, how they're being used, and engage in a way that, especially in times like this, they aren't being denied that opportunity. Along with the more traditional methods we use, we also have self-service recordings. So if you want to come in and write on a screen, so we get a lot of math professors who come in and they want to be able to write on a screen, so they come in with blank PowerPoint slides and we set them up on one of the Cintiqs in one of our quiet recording studios. And they're able to use a screencasting software. We typically use Camtasia, but you're also able to use MediaSite Desktop Recorder or anything else you feel comfortable with. We have plenty of equipment, professional microphones, professional webcams that you're able to use, and in-house editing, of course, for all of our videos. So typically the editing is pretty simple. Color grading, so we go in, we make sure the color looks vibrant and fairly natural. Audio, to make sure that the audio is clear. Usually fade in, fade out at the beginning of the end. So how you'll watch a video and it'll start black and then fade into the video. Usually we just are trying to make a clean, professional looking video. So color, audio, and minor tweaks. If there's ums and ers, we'll try to cut it out in a natural way. Maybe a little bit of that might be my connection as far as them not showing as seeming a bit jumpy. Typically we try to avoid jumpy videos, so when you come in to record, we try to make sure it's a comfortable environment. The teleprompter really helps with making sure that there aren't too drastic of cuts, so that people are able to see that like too many jumps can seem kind of jarring for students watching. So we try to minimize that.
And believe me, what you're seeing on the ones that she's sharing, because she's sharing video through another from another source and not on the high quality Wi-Fi connections. None of the videos that come out of our studios ever look like that.
Yeah, these ones I was clicking through a bit just so you could get an idea of especially with Dr. Haygood's, just the background and just the possibilities of what we're able to do to tailor to the experience to you and to your course. All right, so now I want to talk about some of the resources that are available through the Office of Instructional Technology, or OIT. So primarily, the support you're going to get through OIT for media development is going to focus on MediaSite, Zoom, and WebEx. They offer trainings, so you can get one-on-one MediaSite trainings. So you can get one-on-one MediaSite trainings where you're able to work with an individual who will kind of walk you through the basics of using MediaSite, WebEx, Zoom, and just help you get more familiar with it. They also have pre-recorded tutorials. If you're a bit more of the independent type, you don't really want to get too hands-on with somebody else before you get the chance to figure it out yourself, because I know some people are a bit more comfortable with that. They also have plenty of videos, excellent videos to walk you through just the basics of MediaSite in particular, and just get you kind of familiar and comfortable with using it. They also have CM 144, which is a self-serve studio where you're also able to do your own recordings independently. This is open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And you want to make sure that you book 24 hours in advance. Just make sure you get the space that you need and the time that you need in order to develop the media in a way that feels comfortable to you. And OIT is an excellent option. All of these are linked so that once you're provided the PowerPoint, all you have to do is click through and find each one. And of course, another option is DIY recordings. Just if you just feel much more comfortable doing them on your own, that is completely a valid option. So in this section, I just want to cover some a little bit of information about doing the recordings yourself. So I want to cover hardware, recording tools, and storage. Those are probably the biggest concerns you're going to run into when trying to develop media independently. So hardware, of course, you're going to want a computer. You want to make sure you have something to connect with. A webcam, any camera technically can be used, but a webcam is going to be a little bit more direct. You're already on the computer. You don't have to worry about, like, do I need a USB to download this? Do I need to take out a memory card? So I advise a webcam. Most laptops and some desktops right now have a webcam, but you can also go out and just get like a little $20 webcam. This one's pretty good, and it connects by USB, so it's really simple to operate. But like I said, most laptops, most modern laptops are going to come with one already. Probably not right now, but if you look at the top or the bottom of your screen, you should see an area where there's one. If you have your camera on, there will be a light notifying you that it's on. Besides a webcam, the next important thing is going to be a headset or a microphone. It doesn't need to be the fanciest. Whatever you're using for Zoom meetings, WebEx meetings, Teams meetings, Skype for business meetings, anything like that will already work. Right now, mine has a microphone that sticks out. I'd probably recommend something like that just because they tend to pick up a little better than the internal microphones. I have this from my PlayStation. It's really cheap, really simple. It has a 3.5 millimeter jack, so you can plug it straight into the computer. It has a microphone. You can hear yourself after you record. Make sure you're happy with the quality. Technically, I have this. It's a small. If you've watched TikTok, you've probably seen them. It's a simple tool. It plugs straight in, and you're able to record and check what you're hearing afterwards. But I would recommend a headset just because it's that 2-in-1, and it's something you probably already have. And finally, you probably want a light source. As you can see in this image, this person is being lit from the window in front of them. So from our angle, all we're seeing is just a dark back. You always want to make sure that the light source is pointing at you and not behind you, because then you're going to end up very dark. So I have a little light source here, and it gets kind of dark from behind me. Like, it's not very clear. But if I put it in front of me, you see me much clearer. You don't need a fancy light. I have it because like I work in this field. But it's something as simple as taking a desk lamp and pointing it at the wall so it can bounce off of you. Or if your desk is near a window, making sure you're facing the open window rather than it being at your back. I have different little ones, like I have a selfie light that you're able to use. And really simple things to make a nice professional looking video. I've seen amazing things that a lot of people do with just the regular decorations around their house. So that's always something to consider, is like what your background looks like. I have a stack of mail, and I figured my diploma probably looks a little bit better than that. So those are just small things to keep in mind. So moving on to recording tools. If you're interested in screen sharing, in general, the biggest one that I would recommend using the biggest one I'd recommend using is Media Desktop Recorder. So MediaSite Desktop Recorder. It's the one that you're going to be able to get the most support with through OIT. So if you're interested in it's kind of an all-in-one tool, and it's the most prominent one that we use for storage on campus. So the MediaSite Desktop Recorder, as you can see it right here, this is actually mine. It gives you a brief overview about the tool. You're able to jump in and record straight away. And from here, you're able to record just the video, screencast, or screen sharing, so that students are able to see your screen presentation, or just audio. So it gives you a few different options. It makes it really simple to just click through, pick exactly what you want to do, and they upload directly into the MediaSite storage, which is easily accessible through Canvas. WebEx has been a big tool. Typically, it's mostly for webcasting or hosting meetings or events like this. But I've heard of a lot of faculty using it to record, and it's the same thing. You just open a meeting like you normally would, share your screen if you want to share a presentation, or just record yourself if you just want your image. Zoom is the exact same. You just open it, share your screen or share your presentation if that's what you want to do, and make sure you hit record. Um, they'll usually ask, do you want to record to the cloud or to the computer? I would recommend recording straight to your computer because you're going to want to save it somewhere afterwards. Screencast-O-Matic is another popular one that I've heard, just for the faculty who have presentations or images or other things that they want to show off to their course. For video only, and just to keep it really simple on tools that you're already somewhat familiar with, on your computer you should have access to the Windows 10 camera app or Mac photo booth if you're using a Mac. And they should be really quick, simple tools to start working on your videos. As far as storage, if you do go the MediaSite route, MediaSite is good for recording, storage, and editing. It's really simple to utilize it to record the videos on your desktop. As soon as you finish recording the videos, they'll upload to the MediaSite tool in Canvas, so you'll be able to open that up right away, or as soon as the videos load. Right here, I have my MediaSite pulled up, so just so you guys get an idea, it's just in Canvas. So all you have to do is open Canvas, locate the My MediaSite. It'll look like a course. You open it up and you're able to see right away. You should see if a video is uploading, and then you're able to interact with them right here, just like a regular menu. And of course, MediaSite is going to come with OIT assistance. So if you have issues with MediaSite, you can immediately just put in a ticket with OIT. I have heard of faculty using YouTube. It's unlimited storage, and you are able to do private, unlimited, unlisted options, so that your videos just aren't out there for the world to see, but you are able to share them and embed them in your courses. So for the sake of not putting too much stuff on your computer, you can save to the cloud. If you've ever used Google Drive, that's kind of what they mean, is like the cloud. It's a digital database where you're able to save things. It's a perfectly valid option. And for the sake of not cluttering up your computer, it's a good option. But if you're going to be saving them somewhere else or posting them somewhere else, I would recommend downloading it to your computer first, because you're going to have to download it anyway in order to put it in either MediaSite or YouTube. Because once your videos are recorded, you're going to want them somewhere to host them where you'll be able to embed them. You're going to have to download them anyway if you want to save them in MediaSite or YouTube. If you record videos anywhere other than MediaSite, like if you record the videos using WebEx, Zoom, Screencast-O-Matic, Windows 10, the camera app, or Mac photo booth, you can still upload them to MediaSite. You do not have to record in MediaSite in order to utilize MediaSite. It's just, I appreciate the integration of the tool. So like you could just go completely through MediaSite, but you do not have to. If you really like how easy it is to use Mac photo booth, that's perfectly fine. You can upload to MediaSite afterwards.
And Jade, perhaps a mention of the rationale for using MediaSite as storage for our videos for our courses.
Okay, so in COCE, everything goes to MediaSite because we use it for captioning, but because of its integration in Canvas. So if you go to embed a video in a page in a course, there's an integrated tool in order to just open MediaSite, go to your presentations, and embed it right away. That's typically why I'd recommend it over YouTube, but it's still a valid option to use YouTube in order to store your videos, because it's a relatively, it can be a similar process. It's a couple more steps of just going to the YouTube video, hitting share, copying the embed code, and then pasting it into Canvas, into the Canvas page. But for expediency's sake, I would definitely recommend MediaSite. But if you are comfortable with YouTube, there's no pressure to stray from that.
Well, and another advantage on media site is that it is single sign-on, so they can click to open the video directly from the Canvas course, and yet we're not taking up space in the course by having the whole video itself residing in the course.
Absolutely. You only have a limited amount of storage in a Canvas course. So I would definitely recommend, rather than uploading whole videos from your desktop, find a hosting site. If that's YouTube or media site, it doesn't matter, but because you technically can just upload videos straight into media site, but that's a lot of space that you could be using for PowerPoints, for course files, for relevant images. Whereas you could just have a link or an embed code that is going to take up almost no space. Students are able to view media site videos. I don't believe they have access to create media site videos or use the desktop recorder. Private unlisted option, and of course, OIC support is just a big thing. Is if you reach out to OIC with a YouTube issue, it's going to be a little more out of their hands. Like, they may be able to help you with as far as sharing into Canvas, but they have a little bit more wiggle room behind the scenes of media site. I would also like to let you guys know about the Faculty Innovation Hub that is going to be coming to the Davie Liberal Arts Building in spring 2021. It's an amazing opportunity that we've just been hearing so much about, and we've just all been excited to see about this opportunity to allow faculty to explore anything they really want to about education and education in an online environment and different forms of media. PowerPoint recordings can take up a lot of space just because if you're recording audio directly into the PowerPoint, that's going to be a heavier file. So it's that same issue of adding videos directly into Canvas. Typically, we'd recommend going the media site route, and what you do is there's an option to export videos export PowerPoints as video, especially if you're doing audio. It can be a little bit easier. So I think it's file export as video, file export and create video. And what it does is it'll generate a video from your existing PowerPoint, playing the audio that you've recorded directly into it. And then you can upload it to media site in the same way that you would any other video. But yeah, heavy PowerPoints have definitely come up. Are there any other questions?
Perhaps we can share a little bit more about the Innovation Hub. That sounds very compelling.
Okay. So I also have this link taking you to just a little bit of news about the Innovation Hub and what's going to be offered there. And it's really just an opportunity for faculty to explore the potential of digital media and online education. So you can see a little bit of what we have going on, as well as some other of the other accomplishments that have been coming out of the center. But we're really just excited to be providing this kind of sandbox opportunity in the sandbox space for faculty to explore different conceptualizations of education in an online environment. And then this link is also in the presentation. I may also actually end up adding some guides for media site, just because MediaSite has developed some really helpful guides for people interested in. Another interesting facet of MediaSite is there's an editor within it. That way, once you've recorded your videos, you've uploaded them to MediaSite, or if you've just uploaded them to MediaSite, you're able to go directly in and do some minor edits. especially if you're into that more having that hands-on experience with your course media development. Typically, the media development at COCE is for e-designs.
I think perhaps depending on the schedule, that other facilities and other departments could certainly be able to use the facilities as well.
Okay. So right here, I have my Canvas open so that you're able to see what my media site looks like. So as soon as you, actually, let me show you from the homepage. So as soon as you open Canvas, you're able to see my media site. If you can't see it, it may be under your courses. Like I said, it's just going to be listed like a course. I keep mine pretty readily available because I use it quite a bit. So you go in, you open Canvas MDR, and it's just going to show everything you've recorded or uploaded. As you can see, I've got a couple of here. And you go in and it's going to show you just what you have available and your options to interact with the videos. If you've recorded with slides, you can edit just the slides. You can edit the video to some degree. It's a really simple editor. And like I said, MediaSite has great tools for it. As you see, this one already has a couple of cuts to it, but pretty much what you're able to do with it is change the beginning and end of a video so that it ends where you want it to, rather than if you started the video and there was a second of you fiddling with your headset, you're completely able to cut that out. If there's a minute where the dog barks, you're able to cut that out, and then you're able to save the changes to your presentation. And then once you've saved the changes, you can go in and see the new video, check it over, and then, like I said before, just embed it to your course very quickly. So if you want to embed a video into a course, what you do is you come over to your course, decide where you want to add a page or where you want to add a video demo, and then you come here into the text box, and right here you'll see a blue V, more external tools. Click on that, locate media site and presentation. And if you give it a second, all of the presentations in your account will show up, and then you can just locate whichever one you want. I'll just throw this random demo one in. You can do the link, but typically we recommend the player. Visually, it just kind of adds a little more to the course. It's a little easier for the students to identify, like, this is what I'm supposed to be watching. So player only, and it'll add it in. My size is a little off, but you can see the videos in the course. Hit save, and there it is.
That looks pretty easy. I think even I could figure that one out.
And like I said, MediaSite, just the integration with Canvas makes it so much easier to handle. It's just kind of a one-stop shop of, like, I go into Canvas, start recording, open the desktop recorder, start recording, upload to Canvas, and then if I need to edit, if I don't need to, I can just go straight into embedding it.
All right, friends, this is your opportunity to have some of your media questions answered while we have Jade here with us. She's usually a little bit hard to catch.
I'm not sure if College of Business has any in particular available. So the green screens that we do in studio are any copyright compliant image. I've seen a lot of people come in using Pixabay images, or Unsplash is a big one. So those images we can also locate for you if you have an idea of what you want in your background. The ones used for like Zoom meetings, those don't require a background. So if you're doing it in Zoom, you just open up a virtual background in your settings. In Studio, we can use basically any image, as long as it's, again, copyright compliant. I'm not sure if the College of Business has some. I know that marketing put out some images, though. I apologize, Public Affairs.
Chantal, there may be some available through the College of Business. And there might be the College of Business IT department may be able to direct you to some of those.
Yeah, so I dropped the link to the public affairs ones, but I don't see anything for business.
Thanks to everyone for joining us today. We truly appreciate what you bring to the table, because that's what makes it happen for all of us. Thank you.